every objection that you will receive from pro-choice advocates can be summarized in this flow chart that I'm going to put on the screen. So if someone makes a claim or a defense for abortion, the first thing you need to ask yourself is, are they assuming that the unborn is human? Is the unborn a human being? If they say no, if you can answer the question yourself, or you can have them answer it. But if they are assuming that it's not a human being, what you need to do is trot out the toddler. Remember, we talked about that. So that's the first type of objection you're going to see, the first type of challenge. Okay, what if you answer that question with a yes? Is it a human being? They would say yes. Well, then you have another question you need to ask. In their defense of abortion, are all human beings valuable? If you answer no, then they're disqualifying some human beings, like the unborn, from being valuable persons based on some arbitrary or self-serving characteristic. In cases like this, you need to use the SLED test. Remember the philosophical argument we came up with. What you do is you apply that argument that they're using to disqualify the unborn to other human beings that we already recognize as persons, okay? And we did that, we've been doing that through the whole course. So that's a SLED test. Now you might get this last category, where the person recognizes that the unborn is biologically human. They also recognize them as a person, and yet they still contend that abortion should be permissible. I know what you're thinking. Surely you can't be serious. Well, I am serious, and don't call me Shirley. I had to work that in. These are called bodily rights arguments. To respond, we said that you need to show the absurdity of the argument. Now, this whole flow chart was created not by me. Stand to Reason, which is the guy who started Stand to Reason, is Greg Kokel. And one of the guys that works for him is Alan Shlemon. And he was preparing for an abortion debate. And this is how he kind of kept everything in his mind all categorized for any kind of objection that would come up in the debate. He actually goes into universities, gives pro-life talks, and then he spends like an hour just taking objections from pro-choice advocates, okay? And this is how he categorizes. So what's going on in his mind. And I found this very, very helpful. And so to answer this the last question, they call it taking the roof off when you do a reductio ad absurdum, because that's a mouthful. They call it taking the roof off the argument. There's a couple of different ways you can do that. We could say that a woman cannot do whatever she wants with her own body. I mean, she can't take illegal drugs. She can't even drive her car without wearing her seatbelt, okay? You can't do whatever you want with your own body. You can't strike someone without just cause. We also looked at the thalidomide illustration. You can't take a drug that's going to deform your unborn child. That's illegal. And so why is that? We need to answer that question. Why is it that you can't harm your child with thalidomide, but at the same time we say you can kill your child through abortion? That's absurd. So this right here can be used to answer every single challenge or defense of abortion.